Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome. Let me offer Jai Ho Shri Radhe Shyam Radharani's Maha Garland. Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Om Agyana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So it's a very beautiful evening, the eve of Radha Ashtami, because Radharani's birth is going to take place at first prahar of the day. That is, in Hindi we say Bhor ka prahar, first prahar of the day, first 3 hours, between 3 and 6, at around 4 a.m. in the morning. So Krishna takes birth in the middle of the night and Radharani takes birth in the early morning. So we are very fortunate to be able to know Radharani and to visit her place, to know her place, to get connected to her place. We are also very fortunate to have some seva in the dham of Radharani. It's all fortune. All those who get connected with Radharani, and an opportunity is there for them to be connected to serve Radharani. That is the biggest fortune of life. I would request some of you to please put video on. Everybody looks off. I am unable to speak unless you are keeping your videos on. So, primarily, all of us should know that we should hear Radharani's stories with full raw awe and reverence. Although these stories are quite entertaining and amusing sometimes, but we should not go in that mode. We should listen as per the Acharya's instruction. We should go for listening to these stories with submissive oral reception, which means humility has to be there and respect has to be there, love has to be there, devotion has to be there, appreciation has to be there. But the mood of enjoyment should not be there. Because if there is mood of enjoyment while listening to the stories, then the spiritual purification does not take place. When there is a desire to serve, where there is humility to listen, then there is benefit. And these pastimes of Radharani are very confidential. It's like a secret. It's like a secret. And this secret is revealed only when one has a spiritual master who is a pure devotee in life. When one gets shelter of a pure devotee, then this secret is revealed to the heart, in the heart of that person who has taken shelter of that pure devotee of the Lord. So we can go on describing the status in which we all should be. while we are about to start discussing about Radharani. It's a very powerful subject, and it needs, as I told you, some service to be rendered to devotees. When we do seva, then we become qualified to understand these confidential secrets of the relationship of Radharani with Krishna. And our good fortune is that our Sampradaya, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the 6 Goswamis who preached the doctrine of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu of love, they have made it very easy for us because it is their domain. It is their domain to discuss, and it is explained that without being connected with Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, the Panchatattva, and the 6 Goswamis who are the immediate followers of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, without their blessings, we will never be able to understand the confidential aspects of the relationship between Radha and Krishna. And at the same time, it is explained to understand the confidential nature of Radha and Krishna's loving relationship is the goal of life. So at the same time, it is explained that is goal of life. At the same time, we are cautioned not to enter into this unless there is qualification. So we can understand enough gravity is created around this relationship of Radha and Krishna. Enough gravity is created around the personality of Radharani, so that we do not take this item or this subject lightly. We take this subject very seriously. That is something which is extremely important to understand. I hope our audience today has understood the gravity of the subject matter. And please do not take it as entertainment. Do not take it as source of enjoyment. Listen to it as the source of spiritual purification. Listen to it as an item of developing humility and being able to serve. Only in this situation, our today's 1 hour session will be beneficial both to me and to all of you. So, settle down yourself nicely. Keep your mind steady. Focus yourself and start listening. Initially, we should know that Radharani is most merciful manifestation. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, originally we should know that Radharani is the most merciful personality. Krishna's mercy aspect, or Krishna's compassion aspect, or the ingredient of compassion of Krishna as personified as Radharani. And that is what is in our benefit. Because when that compassion is in the personality of Krishna, it is not so much predominantly expressed. Rather, it is one of the many aspects of Krishna. He also is ocean of mercy. But when that separates out as Radharani, it becomes very relevant for us. It becomes very connected to all of us. And we become very fortunate because of that. Like the knowledge aspect of Krishna came out and manifested as Veda Vyas. So we got all the literature. Sri Krishna never wrote literature, but his incarnation, knowledge, wrote all the literature. So we are connected to Krishna's jnana, knowledge opulence by the scriptures written by Vyasadeva. Similarly, Krishna's compassion is experienced by all of us by his manifesting as Radharani. And her creation, or whatever, when she was created or manifested, the whole purpose also was of love only. simply to create loving relationship. This root of all the existence or root of all the creation is the need to love and the need to be loved. That is the root cause of all the spiritual and material creation. Whatever we know as nirman or creation or srijan is all based on this only one aspect, to love and be loved. So they represent us actually. They represent our situation, our existence. It is not to just become man or a woman or to come down and get married and create children, have a house, have a job, have a property. That's not the purpose of our existence. Our purpose of existence is to be loved. Through all this hard work that we are doing, we're getting married or we're getting a house or vehicle or we are trying to have children. All this is trying to receive love and give love. And that is expressed in the highest manner, in the most perfect manner, in the most sublime manner by these two people, Radha and Krishna, who are not different from anyone. One is feminine Lord and one is, male Lord. And the interaction between the two is a source of all purification for all the living entities. And Varsana is the place where this feminine aspect of the Lord resides. And even though it is his creation, he goes and offers himself fully in full surrender at the lotus feet of the Lord. There is no hesitation, there is no sankoch, there is no embarrassment, there is no inferiority complex, there is no ego issue. It's just a natural expression of oneself to the beloved for the sake of love. We need to understand this aspect of love very nicely before we even enter into Radha and Krishna. Everything what we do in the material world is selfish, I get married because I want somebody to love me. Whatever I do is with some hetu, with some purpose behind it. It's not ahaituki. It's not unmotivated. There's some motive there always. But the love that we are talking about and the love that we need actually has to be unmotivated to satisfy your own self. Even though you want to selfishly satisfy yourself in any relationship, you need to be unmotivated. And when you become unmotivated, that means actually selfless. You can fulfill all your selfish desires. Your own selfish fulfillment is there. Then you become selfless. This is a irony. This is a contradiction. This is virodhabhas or a controversy. How can one be selfishly or selfly satisfied when we are selfless? That is called as divine science. In divine science, in transcendental science or transcendental life, everything is exactly opposite than the material life. In material life, unless you are selfish, you can't be satisfying yourself materially. But in spiritual level, only when you become selfless, you can get fulfilled selfishly. Amazing. So when Krishna offers himself to Radharani selflessly, he gets fulfilled. And Radharani serves Krishna selflessly, she becomes fulfilled. So this is the spiritual world, centrally exhibited or centrally guided by the examples of Radha and Krishna. They are showing us how to love. And when we love like this in the material world also, we feel we get that fulfillment. If our love has no purpose or our love has no selfish motivation to get something from the person whom we love, then the relationship is long-lasting. The nature of a spiritual relationship is, it is long-lasting. It is eternal. It is shashwat. Anything is tinged with selfish material desire, then the life of that relationship becomes very short. It's perishable. It becomes perishable. And the need of all of us is not to go into perishable relationship. Our real need is to go into eternal relationship. Even the songs that we hear in movies, out of ignorance, of course, what did it say? Janam janam ka saath hai, nibhayenge. They don't know what you're talking about. But they poeticize that not only this lifetime, birth after birth we'll love each other. 100 बार जन्म लेंगे, हम तुमसे जुदा ना होंगे. What is this? This shows that the soul is eternal and the soul is looking for eternal relationship. This proves we don't know in our Maya condition here. What are we talking about? But your imagination is based on the platform of the truth that you are spirit soul. The spirit soul, although covered, can express itself, its qualities, its nature, its attitude, through its just being, just being. That's why we have a desire. Even the filmy movies or the materialistic lovers, they speak like this. I will meet you birth after birth and marry you birth after birth. We will live together birth after birth, hundreds of lifetimes. I will bring stars for you and worship you. You will become my beloved life after life. I will die, but again and again want to have you. This is all the eternal need of love and at the same time eternal nature of ours, which puts us into this poetic form, poetic expression. And Radharani and Krishna are the realistic expression of that so-called imaginative poeticism. So with these few words, I hope it was not too heavy for you or philosophically too heavy and complicated. The essential aspect I want to explain to you is that we all are eternal. We all are seeking love, and that love can be satisfied. The propensity of having love can be satisfied only when we dwell ourselves in Radha and Krishna selflessly. Then that loving need, that need of love that we have can be fulfilled. And everybody has, a desire to hear love stories. Tell me, any of you have no desire to have love stories? Adventure is good, okay. Action pop movie also is good. But all of us mostly love stories. They don't satisfy us because they are all material. But we all are looking for, by nature, we are looking for love stories. Because originally, all of us are, we have already made, everybody wants hero and heroine. Everybody wants to have a hero and heroine to adore, Somebody has to be there to be adored. We want to adore somebody. That's our nature. And originally, our hero and heroine is Radha and Krishna only, whose life is based on only love stories only. When we give them up and come to material world, then we look for some cricketer or some film star or something to make our hero, or a hockey player or baseball player. But our original inclination is that our hero is Radha and Krishna. Heroine Radha and hero Krishna. And before that, we make Ram and Sita as our hero and heroine from the ideal platform. And the utmost perfect platform, Radha and Krishna. And to understand the relationship between Radha and Krishna, first we should know the Maryada of Ram and Sita. Then we are rightly situated to understand the esoteric, perfectional relationship between Radha and Krishna. So this Radha and Krishna are residing in Vrindavan Dham. Their loving propensities are exhibited in that divine realm, not in the material world. Now, although it is in material world, the dham that it is descending on the spiritual world is coming and staying as Vimana, as the aeroplane on the material world. When Goloka Vrindavan came down in the material world, it descended as a Vimana, an aeroplane. Today also, when we go to Vrindavan, we are not on earth. We are above earth on an aeroplane called Vrindavan, which is a part of Goloka Vrindavan. Ayodhya also is the same way. In fact, Ayodhya is standing on Sudarshan Chakra, which came first and created a platform on which Ayodhya descended from spiritual world. So these dhams like Dwarka, Vrindavan, Ayodhya, Sri Rangam, Jagannath Puri are all Vimanas, they are all transcendental airships where the Lord comes. That means the Lord is not coming in the material world. Lord is coming in the spiritual world only. From one what do you call, dalan. Dalan means one side of the house to another side of the house. One mansion to another mansion of the house. As Bible explains, there are many mansions in Lord's kingdom. So one mansion to another mansion. In spiritual world only. So here the platform is Vrindavan Dham. And is specialized by the lack of knowledge about the Lord as the Lord. In Ayodhya, Dwarka, Jagannath Puri, Srirangam, everyone knows the Lord as Lord and relates to him as that. But the difference between them and Vrindavan is that the Lord, nobody knows Lord as Lord. He is like any ordinary person like them. And that adds a very, very great madhurya flavor in their understanding of the Lord. And that is really satisfying to the soul. See, the knowledge about awe and reverence is a limitation. But when you go beyond awe and reverence, it is unlimited. You can't just go and Lord Ramchandra and you put your hand on his neck and say, okay, let's go and play marbles, You cannot tell Lord Ram like that. You can't go to Vaikuntha and tell Vishnu, come on, let's go and play Vittidandu. Let's go and play baseball. Let's go and play with ball. You cannot tell Lord Ramchandra or Vishnu like that. Or Narsim Bhagwan. Although he was very loving and kind to Prahlad, but Prahlad could not say, Lord, come, let's play hockey. Let's play baseball. I want to play with you. No, there was only awe and reverence and service. And so much of Vatsalya and love was there. But when you go to Vrindavan, what happens? Sri Krishna is ready to be defeated by his coward boys. Ready to be defeated. And then he is also allowing his winner friends to climb on his shoulder. And they are telling him, give us proper round, huh? When I won, when I lost and you were climbing on me, you took a good round from me. Now it is your turn to give me a good round. Don't be a kanjus, don't be a miser to give a shortcut to the round. You understand? Otherwise, I'll beat you from top. Or you can't go to Vishnu and tell, can I have that pakoda from your plate? Can I have that laddu? It looks very attractive. Can you give me that laddu from your plate? You can't do that to Vishnu. But in Krishna, when you come as Krishna without the knowledge of being the Lord, then the coward boys, what to speak of the plate? They can steal from his mouth, food from his mouth also. So these are some unique aspects of Vrindavan. And then there are many kinds of love. The cows love Krishna, the peacocks love Krishna, the monkeys love Krishna, the trees love Krishna, the deers love Krishna, the birds love Krishna, everybody loves Krishna. That is one kind of love. Then the friends love Krishna as friend. Then mother, father and older gopis, gopas love Krishna as parental love. And then comes the highest love, that is between gopis and Krishna. Who are these gopis? They are such special people. Krishna says that na parayeham. Their love was so superfluous that Krishna felt himself deficient to reciprocate with them sufficiently. If we felt, I cannot sufficiently reciprocate with their love. So he expressed his helplessness. His primal pure ego as Supreme Lord did not make him hesitant to accept that he also is failing to reciprocate sufficiently. He did not manipulate the fact that he was a failure to reciprocate. He accepted very humbly. Na parayeham. Please be happy with your love that you are offering me. I'm not able to reciprocate and give you something better than that or equal to that. That's not my capacity. This is good. These are the gopis. Why we are talking about gopis? To understand, these gopis are just external aspects of Radharani. And Radharani is the epitome of all the gopis. If this is the feeling of Krishna for all the gopis, that I can't repay you. And the primal gopi of all is Radharani. The topmost of all. Her love is so much that at times Krishna will give up the other gopis whom he is not sufficiently able to reciprocate. He will still give them up to be with that one gopi. Anaya Radhita Nunam that one particular gopi, he wants to be with her. And for that, he will give up company of all the gopis. And he will cry tears. He will roll in the dust. He will beg. He will beg, go on, beg and beg and beg. You can imagine. So it takes time to understand who is Radharani. It's not easy. It's not at all easy. But by the mercy of pure devotees who are in love with Krishna, by mercy of the 6 Goswamis, Chad Goswamis, we may be able to understand a trace of this understanding of Radha and Krishna. Why Krishna is so much subjugated, conquered, controlled by this one lady called Radharani. What is there in that lady which makes the supreme controller, supreme lord as a helpless personality, as a henpecked, helpless person? This is the power of love. And we need to understand that love because we are in need of that love to perfect our life. So, by hearing some of the pastimes, I think we will try to understand this personality called Radharani. Today morning, we, in this temple of ISKCON Pune camp, we described about Ashwatthama. How Ashwatthama was cursed by Krishna. Nobody in the whole creation, in the history of time, was cursed like this, and that too by Krishna himself, making all other people helpless. What they can do, nothing they can do, because Supreme Lord himself has cursed. To that person also, Radharani gave forgiveness, He was a very hopeless case actually. What happened to him through Krishna was absolutely made him hopeless. Brahma, Shiva, all the people were helpless because they said, we can't do anything. Because you have received curse from Krishna and we are nobody, we are his servants. So you can imagine Radharani's power. It's not that she's exhibiting her power. It's like some people are naturally loving, they're not exhibiting love, or they're not planning to give love or show love. It's not a planned activity, it's a spontaneous activity. So compassion is a spontaneous activity of Radharani. It's not a planned, okay, from 6 to 9 in the evening, I am compassionate. I have to distribute charity of my compassion. It's not like that. Anytime when there is Dina, then she becomes Dina Tarini immediately. Dina Vatsala immediately. So that's how she superseded the order of Krishna or the curse of Krishna and gave forgiveness to Ashwatthama and turned that worst personality into a pure devotee of hers and gave him eternal residence in a place called Pipasavan. I remember one more story, how kind she is, that one time there was a she-jackal, who was being harassed by boys in Vrindavan. And they harassed that she-jackal so much that finally she ran into a hole in the ground. So these boys put some wood and some leaves and put it on fire. The mouth of that hole was put on fire so that she will get burnt inside the hole. And the she-jackal started crying. And that was somewhere in the area of Radhakund. That's called Radhakund Ghera. So this cry was heard by Radharani when she was moving with her Sakhis at the banks of Radhakund. So she told Lalita, see, somebody is crying. And she cannot tolerate somebody's cry. Anybody is crying, she becomes restless. To subdue that cry or to make the person happy, free from misery. So Lalita Devi went running in the direction of the sound. And she saw only fire, on the ground. Where the sound was coming. So she removed the fire and she saw that the she-jackal was inside the hole. She took her out and she was crying and crying. She ran to Radharani and presented her to Radharani. Radharani looked at her, helpless, most painful situation, crying. She immediately turned that she-jackal into a Sakhi, into a gopi, and accepted her into her entourage immediately. Instant siddhi, instant perfectional achievement. No via Svargaloka, via Vaikuntha, then you come down and take birth again. Instant in the company of Radharani. That kind of mercy is available when you come across Radharani. So one more time there was a situation that there was a bhangi, a sweeper, and he was sweeping the steps of Radharani, the temple of Radharani in Bhanugad. And he was such a great devotee, although he was not a Brahmin or greatly educated or somebody. He was a very simpleton sweeper. And he was sweeping and he was like glorifying Radha and Krishna, singing their names and thanking them, shedding tears of love and sweeping the steps of Radharani's temple, thinking that Radharani may come down any moment and she should not get pricked with the small pebbles and stones and thorns. So with that mood, he is sweeping, such a beautiful mood. This mood is most loved by Radha and Krishna, most wanted and most loved, and they get most enamored and impressed by this kind of devotion. They're not looking for education, they're not looking for affluence, they're not looking for wealth, just looking for simplicity of the heart. And this bhangi had all the qualities to attract Radha Krishna's attention. So, in response to that pure devotion of that simpleton person, Radha and Krishna appeared on a branch of the tree which was just above him, where he was sweeping. There are many trees in Vrindavan. So there was a tree, and there was a very beautiful branch exactly above him, where he was sweeping down, unaware of what's happening on the top. He was sweeping Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna, Jai Vrindavan, Jai Vrindavan Dham, Jai Vrindavan Dham, Jai Barsanu Dham, Jai Radhe, Jai Sam Sundar. He was just glorifying and sweeping. And you can imagine a branch like this, and you can imagine Radha Krishna sitting like this, moving their legs. And Radha is telling Krishna, see, dear Sham Sundar, how wonderful this person is. Isn't it? How simple-hearted his devotion is. How much love he has got for you and me. She said, yes, dear Radharani, this is true. This man is so loving. So Radharani said, yeah, you feel same? Then we should award him something. We should give him some reward. So yes, Krishna said, yes, you should give some reward. So what reward we should give? So Radharani said, okay. Krishna asked, what reward we should give? So Radharani said, you can give your jacket, which you are wearing. What Krishna is wearing? Krishna is wearing the jacket given by Nanda Maharaj. Nanda Maharaj wears green color jacket. Radharani's father wears maroon color jacket. So that jacket sometimes, the same cloth, same but little smaller size, is made by Nanda Maharaj to give to Krishna. And he wears Krishna a beautiful green jacket. So that Krishna was wearing. Sometimes, in our old Maharashtrian custom, that we get cloth in large quantity, and father stitches long shirt for him, and the same cloth is used to stitch small shirts for the children, boys. So we know that in marriage also we know ki ye iska ladka hai, this is his son. So he's wearing the same kind of shirt and same kind of jacket. It's that wholesale purchase. So Radharani said, you give your jacket to this man. Gift him. Krishna said, no. How can I give my jacket? My father will ask me in the evening, where's the jacket? I can't tell him I gave it to the bhangi. So Radharani said, why are you so attached? You give. He said, no. Then they argued, and then Krishna said, no, I can't give. So Radharani said, okay, don't give. I will give my shawl. My mother and father will not ask me, where is the shawl? They don't mind. So in this loving argument, Radharani decided to give her shawl. And how to give shawl? She just threw it from the top to just fall on his body, while this fellow is sweeping so lovingly. And suddenly, that shawl falls on him. And then what happens? this guy trembles in ecstasy. When you get, severe, intense spiritual emotions, when you get simple, intense spiritual emotion, you tremble, you shake. Sometimes, your son becomes first in the university. The mother and father start shaking in love. That's called ecstasy. The hair stand on end, tears coming from eyes, with big smile. This fellow got completely trembling situation, and almost unconscious he felt. Now, what is there so much in that shawl? What's so big about it? There may be so many shawls. One of the shawls she just threw on him, and he went mad. What is so special about that shawl, and why there is so much mercy? Why we are telling this story as a very merciful story of Radharani's personality? Because Krishna is a very unique personality. He is such a fan of Radharani that the breeze in Vrindavan, or Barsana or Nandagaon, is flowing with all fragrances and coolness of Jamuna's water and fragrance of the lotus flowers, of the pollens, and it's very softly blowing, and it also blows towards the upper cloth of Radharani, the shawl. And the breeze touches and then reflects from there and returns. To that returning breeze, to the direction of the returning breeze, Krishna offers pranam. Not even to the breeze, to the direction from where the breeze is coming. From where the breeze is coming? From the shawl, touching and reflecting from there, returning from there. And Krishna is offering pranam to that direction. That much respect and reverence Krishna has for Radharani. And now, not the direction, not the breeze, the shawl which is so much adored by Krishna is now on the body of that Bhangi. That's why we are calling it as compassion and mercy, the greatest blessing of Radharani. And such are the stories of Radharani's love. She does not see our disqualifications, our anarthas. What she sees only a spark of desire, not ocean of desires, a spark of desire to love Krishna. In the middle of the ocean of unlimited, unwanted things, in the middle of the unwanted things, she sees that spark. And with that spark, she accepts us and she prepares us for the loving relationship and accepts us in her entourage. So none of us need to do big projects and big services and do every extraordinary skillful activities to attract her. This divine couple, Radha and Krishna, are divine in the sense they are not attracted by any material things or any external things which are even spiritual. They are only always looking into the heart. What is there in the heart? If there is love in the heart, that impresses them, that enamors them, that attracts them. I'm just thinking which all Leelas I must tell you. We all heard about Rasa Leela, right? And the biggest message that we receive in Rasa Leela is that one shouldn't become proud. If we become proud, then Krishna leaves us. He doesn't like pride. So, in one time Rasa Leela, he left all the gopis, but he was still with Radharani. And there are many stories like that. So, one time he left with Radharani and took her to Nidhivan. Nobody knew where they have gone. Everybody's crying, asking the trees and creepers in the middle of the night, have you seen our Krishna? Have you seen our Krishna? And Radharani also is missing. They were asking, have you seen them? Have you seen them? Nobody knew where they went. And secretly they went to Nidhivan and spent the whole night there together, expressing love for each other. And then Radharani went to sleep. And in the sleep, she got a dream. Now, this dream of Radharani is very interesting. It is not like I am in Uttar Kashi in the summer time when there are mangoes in Mumbai and I am not getting mangoes in Uttar Kashi. So I am getting a dream in Uttar Kashi. and I'm drinking mango juice in the night, in the sleep. It's for selfish enjoyment. I get the dream which I'm missing. It's not like that. Everything is divine over here. There's nothing selfish or self-centered. So what dream she's getting? She saw a beautiful golden man, effulgent man, at the bank of a river, dancing in ecstasy and calling, Hey Radhe, Hey Radhe. And after some time, Hey Krishna, Hey Krishna. Hey Radhe, Hey Radhe, Hey Krishna, Hey Krishna. So that person's appearance resembled at times with Radha, at times it was with Krishna. So when he was calling Radhe, Radhe, she thought he is Krishna. And when he was calling Krishna, Krishna, she thought it was him, it was her. So she woke up in great puzzlement. She really was ecstatic to see that man, golden effulgence personality, dancing at the banks of river with many people, inducing all of them with love, and they were also getting mad with love. So she woke up because she had the question in dream also. With that question only she woke up, and she woke Krishna up, and she said, I want to tell you my dream. Oh really? Everybody who loves each other, they're very eager to share their dreams. Newly married couples are very eager to tell their dreams to their husband. I saw this in their dream. Usually they are meaningless, but they still want to share their dreams. So Krishna said, yes, I saw this dream. She explained, and she said, I am puzzled and bewildered. Who was he? Was he me or was he you? I felt that it is you, but then I saw that that man was calling you also. So I thought it must be me because I call you. He's a man, but I'm a woman, but I feel this is my propensity to call you. And your propensity to call me. So when you are calling, that person was calling me, I thought it is you. So can you please explain the mystery? So Krishna, very quiet, he didn't say anything. So she said, please tell, please tell. He said, no, I will not be able to tell you. Just to create more anxiety, more anticipation. And then she said, even though you're not telling me and try to hide from me, but I know it is you only. And I know it is me also. So now he's asking, what is the meaning of this? I have a feeling in my heart that it is you with me in your heart. That is why you are behaving like this in the dream. And that time Krishna had to accept. He said, yes, I'm going to come very soon in this form. And there he revealed that when Garga Muni came to keep the names of Krishna and Balram, at that time Garga Muni had mentioned that in another yuga he will come as a yellow personality. He will assume yellow color and he will come. So he had hinted, and I also know that he had hinted, and that is the hint is like this, that in next my incarnation I will be coming in this form. And this dream was shared by Radharani in Nidhivan. And after that they left from there and they met gopis early in the morning. So this is one story. Second thing is one story which you must have heard. There's a place called Kosi. Yeah? Kosi is a place where Nanda Maharaj has created his treasury, Koshagar. So his treasury was there, so it is called Koshi. So in that place, before the name was given Koshi, Radharani was in one mansion, and Krishna came outside, and he said, he knocked, and Radharani said, who is there? Anybody knows what is the Sanskrit word for asking who is there? Kosi. Or when Yashoda was searching Krishna, when he was a small baby stealing butter in the house, he says, Kwasi Pitruti. Meaning Hindi mein, if you do it translation, oh mere baap kahan par ho? They're calling Krishna, oh mere baap kahan par ho? So yes, he's saying Kosi. Who is that? So he said, I am Krishna. So another meaning of word Krishna is black snake. The word, in Sanskrit, there's something I must tell you this. In Sanskrit, there cannot be a dictionary of Sanskrit to Hindi or any other language. Why is that? Because one word has so many opposite meanings in different contexts. The context differs, and the meaning becomes exactly opposite the meaning that you are now explaining. It all depends on context. So to explain the context, the whole grantha has to be written. If this word is spoken in this context, this is the meaning. So there is no dictionary of Sanskrit into any other language. So word Krishna also means black snake. So she understands the meaning of that word as black snake. So she says, go to the backyard. You have come to scratch me. You have come to bite me. I'm not interested in you. Please go away in the forest, in the hole. So he says, no. I am Krishna the Chakri. I am Krishna the Ghanasham. Now he's trying to explain. I am Krishna the Ghanasham. So Ghanasham, the word means like a black cloud. So he said, why you have come here? Go to the sky, no? Go to the sky and pour water from you. It's already wet over. Don't make my courtyard wet over here. Why have you come here? Go to the sky and pour your water in the fields. Don't come to pour your water over here. He said, no. I am Krishna the Chakri. Chakri means one to hold the chakra. Radharani, what is the meaning she's taking? Chakri means the potter. You know potter? Kumbar. He also has a chakra. And he moves the chakra, the wheel, and makes the pot in the pottery. He said, you are Chakri? Then why have you come here? Go to the place where wedding is taking place. So that they want the fresh wooden pot, earthen pot to be made. So you will get business over there. There's no wedding over here. Why you have come here? Go to the wedding place. Find out a wedding place and go there. He said, no. I am Krishna, Hari. You're Hari. So another meaning of Hari is monkey or lion. So she's saying, why you monkey has come here? To scratch me? Or why you tiger has come, lion has come here to bite me or to kill me? I'm not going to open my door. You go to the forest. That is your place. Go to the trees and branches. That is your place. Don't come here. Why are you coming here? And Krishna didn't open the door. And Krishna stayed there whole night and went back. So that place was named as Koshi. Also in the place Koshi is one place called Sheshashayi. Sheshashayi is a place where Radharani told Krishna, you show us the Ananta Shesha form. He said, no, I'm a small coward boy. What is Ananta Shesha? I'm a small coward boy. Ananta Shesha is the Lord. How can I become him? How can I show myself to him? So she said, see, don't act too smart. If you don't show us, we'll not talk to you. So immediately Krishna showed his Sheshashayi form. Ananta Shesha form with him lying on the Ananta Shesha as Vishnu. So that place was created by the desire of Radharani. And still there is a place called Sheshashayi. That is a place where Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had a yatra. In the yatra, even Prabhupada was there, Abhay Charan Day, when he was Grihastha. And then Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj told that I'm going to tell Katha now, and one party is going to take you for taking darshan. Whoever wants to stay for darshan, go for darshan. Who wants to stay for Katha, stay. So, everybody went away for darshans. And only Prabhupada, our Prabhupada stayed there to hear Katha and listen to the Katha of his Guru Maharaj. And afterwards, everybody came back and Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, Prabhupada said, he is a good listener. In the future, whatever he writes, please print. He is a very good listener. All of you went away, he stood behind here. He sat behind here to listen to the Katha. Because the real Dham is revealed through the Vani of Guru, not by physical visit. Yes, physical visit is good under the guidance of Guru. But the real glory of the Dham is revealed by the words, by the Vani, by the speech of the Guru Maharaj. And that was understood by Prabhupada very well. So Prabhupada did not leave Guru Maharaj, although there was an opportunity to go and visit holy places, which is always an attraction over the lecture. So this is the story of Koshi. Now, I will tell you the story of Shyamananda Goswami. This Shyamananda Goswami was in Ambika Kalna. Ambika Kalna is a place which is in Navadvip Dham. Very beautiful place. I don't know whether you have gone there or not, but it's a very beautiful place. We have to go by boat, and a very beautiful place where Subal Sakha has taken birth as Gauridas Pandit over there. And there, Subal Sakha, Gauridas Pandit, initiated one devotee called Chaitanya Das. And that devotee finally was known as Hriday Chaitanya Das, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gaura and Nityanand Prabhu went inside his heart and they hid themselves in the heart of Chaitanya Das. So he was then named as Hriday Chaitanya Das. And this Hriday Chaitanya Das initiated a devotee called Dukhi Krishna Das. So this Dukhi Krishna Das was a great devotee of the Lord. And then he was sent to, Vrindavan to learn under the shelter of Jiva Goswami, along with Narottam Das and Srinivas Acharya. So he came to Vrindavan and surrendered himself to Jiva Goswami. But his favorite service was, again, sweeping the streets of Vrindavan Dham. With great love and tears in eyes, he would sweep the street of Vrindavan, small lanes of Vrindavan. And he would bathe himself in the rising dust when he would sweep. So one day when he was sweeping, the dust was rising and bathing him and covering him. And suddenly one beautiful girl came. She was very transcendently beautiful, really beautiful with ornaments, and she had such effulgence. And she was like appearing to be as if searching something. So she was searching something and she came to this man sweeping and she asked, "Have you found some ankle bell here? Anklet? My mistress has lost the ankle bell here." So he was also very smart, spiritually smart. So he said that you bring your mistress, then I will give. I have found. So she went back and she brought, who was she? She was Lalita Sakhi. And she brought Radharani and all the Sakhis. And they were at a distance, And from distance, Radharani gave darshan to Dukhi Krishna. And Dukhi Krishna immediately assumed his original spiritual form of Kanaka Manjari. Are you all listening? He immediately assumed the form of Kanaka Manjari, one of the Manjaris of Radharani. And he was beautifully decorated, ornamented, and he was overwhelmed to see Radharani from distance, and Radharani called him closer. And he went closer to Radharani and offered that ankle bell back to Radharani. And Radharani was sitting on a throne and he was at the feet of Radharani. And what she did was she accepted that particular ankle bell and she pressed that ankle bell against the forehead of Dukhi Krishna. And as soon as he pressed that, the mark of that ankle bell was created on the forehead of Dukhi Krishnadas. This is one thing. She created a different kind of tilak, which was resembling that ankle bell. Okay, that became a permanent mark on the forehead of Dukhi Krishnadas. Then she said that from today onwards, your name will not be Dukhi Krishnadas. You will be known as Shyamananda. And third thing what she did was, Radharani, from her heart, she created the deity of Shyam Sundar, Radha Shyam Sundar, instantly. And she gave that deity to him and she said, you worship this deity. And none of the things which I did to you, you will tell anybody. That means the tilak which you created, I created, the name that I gave, and that I gave the deities to you, you will not tell anybody. Abhi, you can imagine such an ecstatic thing that happened to you, and you have to keep that as a secret. You like to tell the whole world, but you are ordered not to tell. So he went, and then they disappeared. Then they disappeared, and then one more thing happened. After all this interactions they had, Radharani and gopis played Holi with this Kanaka Manjari. They all played Holi together. They also put color on Kanaka Manjari, and Kanaka Manjari was drenched in the wet and dry color. And after some time they disappeared. And Kanakamanjari was sitting in the Kanakamanjari form under the bank of a tree. And after some time, Kanakamanjari came back to the external worldly form of Shamananda, of Dukhi Krishna, who was now Shamananda. And he went back to the ashram. And in the ashram, he had that unique tilak. And he was calling himself as Shamananda. And he has some deity to worship. So everybody else felt that he has deviated from his position. He has changed the name of his own given by Gurudev, and he has changed on his own. And he is calling himself as Shamananda. And he is now not putting a Gaudiya tilak, he is putting some other tilak. So everybody started criticizing him. And everybody concluded that he has deviated from the path of Guru Maharaj. He has given up the path of Guru Maharaj and started something independent, imaginary, sahajiya behavior. And slowly that news went to Ambika Kalna, to his Guru, Hriday Chaitanya. And Hriday Chaitanya was furious that my disciple, how dare he change the name which I gave? How dare he change the tilak which I gave? So he came running. He left Ambika Kalna, Navadvip, and came to Vrindavan. In those days, walking. So he walked all the way. But still he maintained his anger till he reached Vrindavan. And he reached Vrindavan and straight went and caught hold of this so-called Shamananda and started beating him like anything. He beat him so much that the devotees started telling, no, don't beat so much. He'll die if you beat him so much. But somehow they controlled him and put him away from Shamananda. And then that night, Radharani came in the dreams of Hriday Chaitanya and chastised him. Why are you beating your disciple? I have put the tilak on him. I have given him the name, Shamananda, and I have given the deity to him. It's all me. So Hriday Chaitanya fell at the feet of Radharani and begged forgiveness and woke up suddenly from the dream, and in the middle of the night came running to the kutia of Shamananda and fell at the feet of Shamananda, his disciple, and said, Shamananda, I am not fit to be your Guru. I am fit to be your disciple. Please forgive me for my offense. That without knowing your divine spiritual position, I was beating you, I was angry with you, I was criticizing you. Now I understand by the mercy of Radharani who you are. So this is the beautiful story of Shamananda, how he received the mercy of Radharani. Now some funny story I'll tell you. The funny story is that at Bhanokhar, the funny story is, which I told in the morning, but I can tell in English, no problem. That there is a place called Chhatravan. And Chhatravan, the Leela it's called as Chhata today. It's a middle stoppage when we go to Varsana from Vrindavan. We have to turn at Chhata. It's a big tehsil place and marketplace and very famous township. And others are small villages are there. All the land dealings and land agreements are done in Chhata tehsil office. It is known as Chhatravan in a spiritual name. So there, all the Gopas decided that they will make Krishna the king, Chhatrapati. So they held Chhatra over him. One Gopa held Chhatra, and all the other Gopas declared he is our king, Chhatrapati Shamsundarji Maharaj, and other Gopas became ministers, and they established their assembly, Darbar, and they started their Darbar work also, as if they were ministers and kings and everybody. So they were enjoying like that, having their fun. That's why this place is called a Chhatravan, because there Krishna was offered Chhatra by his friends. So the news went to Radharani and the gopis, through the gopis, that they have made Krishna Chhatrapati. But that is not right, because Vrishabhanu Maharaj is original Chhatrapati. And he has, out of friendship, pity, he parted with some kingdom and some Rajdanda with his friend Nanda Maharaj. And with that borrowed kingmanship, this boy has become so audacious that he has declared himself as king. How do we tolerate this? No, first of all, we want to make you the queen, the sovereign queen. of Vrindavan Dham. So they made her sit on a throne and they raised a chhatra on her. And that place is called Umrao. Umrao is near Khadirvan. So in place of Umrao, they placed her as queen. And one gopi held chhatra, umbrella on her, and Lalita Devi became home minister. Other gopis became, somebody is waving chamar, and somebody became the praja, and somebody became the minister, and they started darbar. And Radharani also started acting as queen. So when she became queen, she asked, so everything fine in our kingdom? Everybody is happy? So one gopi said, as a kinsman, as a praja, no, one problem is there. There is one terrorist, what do you call Atankavadi. He is declared himself as king, and his friends are accepting him as king. But this is impudent. He has to be punished for usurping your position. So the queen Radharani said, Umrao Radharani said, bring him, arrest him. So thousands of gopis with flower sticks, they left that place, Umrao. And now also it is about 11 kilometers from there, not very far. So all thousands of gopis with flower sticks and flower ropes, like we call ladi, we put on yagyan and ladis, that kind of lodis. It's like for tying rope, to arrest somebody and tie them up. So they left, thousands of them left. On the way they met Madhumangala and Subala and Labanga and some other coward boys, and they, in the group, what has happened in group? There's a mob mentality is there. Although individually are weak, but when you're in a group, you become very powerful. So they attacked these boys and they arrested them and they started beating them with the flower sticks. These boys started shouting and crying, oh, what are you doing? And they brought them to the darbar of Radharani in Umrao. And they said, see, and presented to the Radharani, said, these are the members, friends of that so-called impudent king, Chhatrapati Shamsundar. So all of them started beating them in front of Radharani. And they, in between, Madhumanga started laughing loudly. Because it's all flowers now. It's not painful. He said, okay, we are criminals, but give us very sweet punishment so that our belly can become full. So Radharani also laughed loudly and fed them with laddus and made them happy. And then said, release them. So they went. And they even ran and went to Krishna and told, we were captured, as if they acted acting. They were very happy actually. They had a good experience, but they wanted to tell Krishna that we were arrested, we were beaten up, we were punished, and we were beaten by the gopis. And there are thousands of gopis coming to this place where you are sitting to attack you. And soon all thousands of gopis with sticks in hand, flower sticks in hand and flower ropes in hand arrived over there. They captured Krishna and all the coward boys, and they brought them to Radharani and said, he is the so-called king, impudent king, Chhatrapati Shamsundar. What should we do with him? So when Shamsundar was brought, Radharani felt very shy. She just started looking down only. She couldn't. Her heart was filled with love for him. When she saw him, she was feeling so shy. And they were all saying, Maharani, please tell us what punishment we should give. So she said, release him. Don't punish him. He's my beloved. And then they understood that. They just left him, and Radharani got down the throne, and she said, no, it's all game. I am not a queen. You are my beloved. And then they understood that our whole drama is over now, and the real drama is going to start. So they all left, and Radha and Krishna went to the forest to enjoy personal pastimes. So this is what happened in Umrao and Chhatravan. Then there is one place called Bhanukhar. Bhanukhar is Vishwanu Maharaj's pond. And Vishwanu Maharaj every day would take bath there. And from there he would go to worship Brajeshwar Mahadev. The Brajeshwar Mahadev is a very auspicious place where Vishwanu Maharaj performed tapasya. It's a very famous place. A lot of beautiful stories are there. So Radharani, also being father's private pond, would take bath there every day. With her chosen, it is said, sometimes 64, sometimes 16, sometimes 8, she would take bath there. And they were having great fun. Today also it's a very big pond. Even today also from all material standards, it's a very, very big pond. So they were taking baths, nicely enjoying in the water, and suddenly Krishna came there. Suddenly Krishna came there, and Krishna is very funny. He started asking who this girl is, as if he didn't know. But just to create some fun, he asked who this girl is. That means he is pointing to Radharani. So Lalita suddenly what he answered? Why you want to know? Why you want to know? Who are you? Go back to Nandagaon. All Nandagaon is filled with mad people. You are one of the mad guys come from Nandagaon, from the village of mad people. Get out from here. And Krishna became suddenly startled. Why she is so. And Radharani got so upset. He's asking, who am I? Tell, I am daughter of Vishwarup Maharaj. What is the problem? Why you have to answer in such a what do you call it? इस तरह से टेढ़ा आंसर देने की जरूरत क्या है? So she got upset. She said, no, he is asking innocently and you answered him so harshly. I don't want to talk to you. So she took 1, 2 friends and she went away. You take your bath here, let me go away. And she went away. And Krishna from distance saw that she has felt bad because Lalita spoke bad to me. So I should take advantage of this situation which is favorable to me. So she went away. And then Krishna suddenly jumped in the water. And while taking bath, what do? You sometimes dip in the water and you come out. Again you walk, again you dip in the water and have fun, splash water. But sometimes you go in the water in between. As soon as she went in water in between, Krishna came underwater and touched her feet and startled her. And she was wondering, who is any fish is touching me in the feet? I don't know. So she got startled and suddenly came zoop in between up and embraced her and suddenly went underwater and ran away. So he startled Radharani. Radharani was embarrassed but very happy to have Krishna's mysterious play with her. That's all the Leela is, not big. And this is the place where Radharani was taking bath one day and Kamsa came there and he became a woman at the banks of Bhanukar only. Just by Radharani's presence, Kamsa just came there to see. He was searching for Krishna and Balram. And as soon as he reached there, immediately he became a woman. That is the same place. So this particular Leela is explained in one scripture where Sri Krishna comes and startles Radharani. So like that, Radharani's unlimited pastimes are there. Time is very short, always, as always. So we will go on narrating these pastimes tomorrow also and Sunday also. So stay tuned to these beautiful pastimes of Radharani. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, everybody. So if you have any questions, you can ask. If anybody has, I am opening the audio for all of you. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Just if anybody, I can unmute also.
I already unmuted them.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, anybody? Any question anybody has? Jai. Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam. For more pastimes, log on tomorrow, ISKCON Nigdi. Morning 8 o'clock and again at 11:30.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we wind up our lecture today with great feelings of gratitude to all of you to allow me to speak the beautiful glories of Radharani. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.